What's up, folks? I hope you're okay. It's a little bit dark. 1 second. Is that any better? No, that's made it worse. Has that made it any better? No, that actually hasn't made it better. Okay, right, give me a minute. Hey folks, hope you're okay. Welcome to the video. It's a little bit different than normal, not really much of a video blog. What I do want to talk to you about in the next clip is all about how kind of people go through transformations, what it takes to go through a transformation, and kind of the 4 pillars that I help people with and kind of get across information to people so they can understand what it's actually going to take to go through a transformation and how best they can make that shift and as easy and efficient as possible that's going to help them get the best results long term. So sit back, relax and get ready. I'm going to talk to you about how to get a transformation and how people should go about understanding what it's going to take to succeed in a transformation, as well as being able to maintain it afterwards. Now, one thing that people need to understand when it comes to transformations is it's not just your physique that is going to change, it's going to be your lifestyle, it's going to be your habits, and it's going to be your routines. Now, your current routines and your current habits have got you to where you are right now. And if you're someone that isn't happy with who you are right now, it's because of your habits and your routines that have set you up to be where you are. So the first 4 things or the 4 pillars that I always address with people when it comes to transformations is training, it's nutrition, it's mindset and productivity, and it's also sleep and recovery. And I always start with nutrition first because that's pretty much the biggest pillar that people need to work on and need to understand the most. Cutting out processed foods. Now, the reason why I get people to cut out processed foods as much as possible, because it is still possible to lose body fat and it is still possible to transform using the if it fits your macros approach, because it's been shown time and time again. But when it comes down to it, processed food has no nutritional value. The second thing that we look at is eating roughly 3 to 4 meals per day, and the reason why I recommend that is because A, for staying full for longer or satiated. For men, typically 4 meals a day. For women, typically 3 meals a day, just down to obviously calorie consumption is going to be very different between male and females. Every meal should contain some form of protein. The reason why it's great for obviously staying fuller for longer. Get some form of veggies with every meal. The micronutrients, the vitamins, the minerals, the fibre intake, it's all going to play a massive part when it comes to staying fuller for longer, for good digestion and obviously better health. And also get fats in every meal, so making sure there's some form of fat in kind of intake with every meal, because it's not only good for staying fuller for longer, but it's also good for balancing hormones, so making sure that they're in check throughout the day. Carbs aren't the enemy. I actually have a lot of my online clients and a lot of my clients on roughly 40 to 50% of the diet coming from carbs. Remove foods that cause bloating, gas or irritation. So if you do have anything that you're irritable to, then you may just want to take it out of the diet for a few weeks and then slowly reintroduce it and see kind of if it's still having an adverse effect, and then from there you can just remove it completely from the diet. The second pillar I like to work on is training, and there's a big difference between training and exercise. Now, a lot of people think of exercise and they think of going to the gym and doing a body pump class or doing a spin class or doing some kind of stretch class, and it has its place, but if we're looking at serious transformations, we need to be looking at weight training. And the reason why is we need to be looking at building lean muscle. When we build muscle, where our ability to shape the body is 10 times greater and our ability to burn body fat is 10 times greater, because muscle burns energy. And the more muscle we've got, the more energy we can burn, and the more energy we can burn, the more fat we can utilise, or stored fat, which is energy, and we can utilise that to then burn more body fat. To begin with, if it's someone that's never been in the gym, I always get them using machines because it's very easy, but it also means it's safe and we can actually see results a lot faster. The program I just give people is kind of 3 days a week in the gym, probably lasting around 40 minutes, and then I make sure that they do 20 minutes of cardio as well. The third pillar, or stage 3, that I go over is all about recovery and stress. Now, sleep is huge when it comes to recovery. The hormones that get massively affected are growth hormone. So being able to build muscle is a key factor for fat loss. The second thing we want to look at is melatonin. And the reason why we want to look at melatonin is because melatonin it helps produce good sleep cycles. Okay, so if we're really struggling to get to sleep, or we're sleeping in a room that's really light, we actually struggle to get deep sleep. And when the hormone melatonin isn't released, it's kind of going to struggle to relax the body and allow other hormones to be released. The next one we want to look at is cortisol. Now, cortisol is a stress hormone, and it's something that a lot of people know all too well. Okay, so when we're stressed, we have releases of cortisol. The final thing we want to look at is insulin. Now, insulin is a major player in terms of fat loss because it controls blood sugar levels. And if you're insulin and if you're getting poor sleep, you've got imbalanced blood sugar levels. And if you've got imbalanced blood sugar levels, chances are you're not going to be losing body fat as quick as you need to, or as quick as you'd like to. Okay, so making sure that you're getting good sleep is going to balance out cortisol, it's going to balance out melatonin and growth hormone, and also your insulin ability. Okay, so you're not going to struggle with insulin when it comes to meals, and your blood sugar levels are going to be more balanced. So a few tips for you to fix recovery and sleep. Number 1, set a routine of going to bed at the same time every night and waking up at the same time. Try to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. It's going to be really beneficial. Turn phone screens, laptops, tablets off 30 minutes before you go to bed, and really allow yourself to unwind so your mind isn't overactive. Avoid caffeine or stimulants after 1 p.m. Sometimes it can be 2 or 3 for myself because I'm quite a good sleeper, but for some people it's 1 o'clock, you want to avoid it. Having blackout blinds in the room, so you've got a really dark environment going to sleep, it's going to be very easy. It's good for that melatonin production. Take a warm bath 30 minutes before bed is really good because it's allowing the muscles and the body to relax and just unwind. So if you're obviously turning the tablets off, the phone screens and the computers, you can take that bath straight after you've turned those off and really relax the body. Having a gratefulness journal or log and acknowledging 5 things that were great in the day can really help you kind of relax the mind and unwind. And if you really struggle to unwind and relax, you can actually take magnesium glycinate. It's often found in ZMAs, which can really relax the body and help you drift off to sleep. The recommended dosage is roughly 300 milligrams spread between 3 hours, so between 6 and 9. It's a really good time to take those. If you're taking ZMAs, they do recommend you take them on an empty stomach, but sometimes it can be very difficult depending on your eating times and your eating patterns. Right, the 4th thing that I tend to look at with people is mindset, and you're probably wondering why mindset comes 4th when there's nutrition training and sleep and recovery come before it. And the reason why is as soon as you start preaching mindset to people, as soon as they walk through the door, or as soon as you start conversing with them, they almost switch off because they're not really willing and open to buying into what you're talking about. In order to change your body shape long term, you have to address the habits, and this is something I spoke about in the introduction. You've got to address the habits and the routines that you currently have. So remember that your current habits and routines have got you to where you are now. And in order to see a bigger change, your habits and routines have got to change again. And this can be a very big thing because our social circles might necessarily dictate where we currently are. And if we're unable or unwilling to allow our kind of social circles to change or our mindset to change, then that transformation is going to be very difficult. And the one thing that will always change your mindset is progress, it's results. So if you don't see results, chances are you're going to think that the program is failing, it doesn't work, and you're going to end up giving up. If you want to see that transformation in the first 6 to 12 weeks and see a big change, you've got to address these points, okay? And oftentimes these are the reasons why people fail. So the first one is being overweight or physically out of shape isn't pain enough for people to do anything about it. The second point is you essentially haven't attached any reward that is great enough that is then going to pull you to achieving it. So the first one is the pain of being where you are right now is kind of not pushing you enough, but the reward of actually being where you want to be isn't high enough or isn't great enough that you want that reward. Okay, so you're just not going to achieve it because you don't want it hard enough. The third thing is there's no space in your life for changes. Now I've heard this so many times, and people will sit in front of me and tell me they've got no time, they're too old, they're too busy. And I just say, okay, we're going to sit down for 5-10 minutes and I want you to write down everything that's in your day, that's going on in your day and in your life, and I want you to prioritise them in order of 1 to 10, for example. And what you'll often find is people prioritise work, they prioritise food, they prioritise other social occasions over their own health. Number 4, who you spend the most of your time with. Now, if you are spending all your time with friends who love going down the pub, they love drinking, they love eating fast food, chances are you love going to the pub, you love drinking, and you love eating fast food. So if you aren't addressing this of who you're spending your time with, the most of your time with, because you can still see those people, but you've obviously got to make better choices. Mindset is the biggest thing, and it's the biggest decider of if you're going to change or not. So if you can acknowledge that you want to change, if you can look at the factors in your life that are going to kind of slow you down, and if you can remove them, you're going to see a massive result in that transformation, okay? So be clear about your intentions. Set your intentions from the beginning. Visualize the benefits of being in shape as opposed to being out of shape. And visualize the benefits of the health that you're going to feel, okay? How healthy you are when you have reached that goal. Alright, so the positives outweigh the negatives, and you just got to remember that pushing forward and the reward is going to be greater than the current position you're currently in. What's up, YouTube? Right, welcome to the video. So today we are day 3 of the powerlifting program, and right now this morning it's actually 20 past 12. It's not even morning anymore, it's afternoon. I'm talking very fast because I am very, very hungry and I want to just get tucking into some food. But what's going on this morning so far? I've just had sessions, I've been working in the gym, and right now I'm going to eat. I've got 100 grams of dry rice cooked, so it's about 230. I've got a tin of tuna and I've got some spinach in there with some pink Himalayan sea salt, some black pepper and garlic. I'm just going to sit and enjoy this, give it about an hour, do some work on the laptop, catch up with clients, and then I'm going to get into my powerlifting workout. We are about to get into it. Now, I've gone through my warm-up and I'm going to talk you through my warm-up. Because I'm doing lower body first, so squats first, and every single day basically, I'm warming up on the bike. Go for about 5 to 7 minutes, just get the blood flow going, get the legs warming up. From there, I'm foam rolling, I'm hitting my calves, quads, hamstrings, IT band, glutes, hitting my back, hitting my chest, hitting my shoulders. Foam rolling those is going to be getting blood flow into the muscle early. From there, I'll do some movement stretches. At the minute, I'm just doing kind of leg swings, and I'm doing kind of warm-up sets on squats. So like I've just done 8 on the bar, and then I'm going to go through some leg swings, then I'll put some weight on, 8, leg swings, a little bit more weight, leg swings, a little bit more weight, 8 reps, stuff like that. And then I'll just build up, and then when I get to a point that I'm going to be getting to my working weight, I'll drop the kind of leg swings out and just get going. Music is pumping, hip-hop music, so let's get to it. They call me now to relocate. So I've got completely the wrong day on my plan. I'm actually doing day 3, and day 3 is a progressive from day 2. So if you didn't see the video last my last video where I was doing day 2 of the program. Back squats I did 5 sets of 3, bench press 6 sets of 3, deadlift 5 sets of 3. So today, day 3, is 3 sets of 4. It's 4 sets of 4, 3 sets of 4 to 5 on back squat, 4 sets of 4 to 5 on bench, 3 sets of 5 on overhead press, and 3 sets of 5 on horizontal pull, so like a row. So it's progressive from day 2, so I need to be doing 1 more rep on the same weight, or more reps on the same weight. So I'm going to push it today. Folks, it's time to be a little real and a little honest with you. That wasn't the best session I've ever had in my life, and to be completely honest, I think it was because of the fact I ate my food so close to having the session. And I think basically what happens when you eat is all the blood rushes from your muscles, it goes to your organs, and it's trying to help digest the food. Now if you can imagine that you're trying to then work out and the blood isn't in the muscles, it's in the organs, trying to redirect the blood from the organs to the muscles takes a very long time. Now that can impact your workout. I think that's probably just what's happened there, because I had a bit of a big carb meal with that rice. There was probably like 75 grams of carbs in that meal. So I think I might have just screwed myself over a little bit with that. But I got the work done, I've recorded all the weights, I'm putting them into the app on the program that I've got on my phone that I use with my clients. So I'll record that. When I come to the workout next week, I'll obviously just, from now on, I'll just remember that I shouldn't eat before the session and just see if I can post some better numbers. Yeah, it's a little disappointing, but at the same time, we live and learn and we always get better. Right now, it is 3 o'clock. I'm going to eat a couple of my cheesy rice cakes, hit myself in the face. I'm going to tuck into a Snickers bar and I'm going to have a scoop of protein.